Hello everyone and welcome to the second part of the Age of History 2 tutorial. So, last episode we went over a few things. I'm not going to tell them to you right now because you probably should have gotten the message of that by watching the first tutorial video, part 1. This episode I'm going to show you about the invasion process. So first, you press W to recruit troops, and then you can actually press the spacebar. So mouse is over here, press the spacebar and it's already recruited them. But I just prefer to press the spacebar, but it costs movement points to actually recruit them. And you can recruit any amount of troops. I could recruit 600 if I wanted. But I actually want to recruit more because I want to be prepared for this invasion, as everyone should want to, because you don't want to lose a war. That's a bad thing, losing a war. Now, to declare war on someone, here's what you do. This is also the diplomacy sort of episode. So if you press F3 on a different country, or you can press the diplomacy button up here, then it'll show you this. I can declare war on Poland, send an ultimatum, but relations, which is this, need to be low. They need to be -10. And to improve relations, you press this button, which will up it over a amount of time, which will send a diplomat over. Then you'll be friends, or you can send an insult, which will lower this number so you can send an ultimatum. Offer an alliance if your relations are high enough. Make a trade with the nation, such as asking them for money, a province, them to declare war on someone. Make a coalition against someone, a defensive pact, non-aggression, proclaim independence, and military access. And you can offer those exact same stuff to them for something that you want. You can just ask for that stuff straight up. Form a union with them, offer vassalization, it's like you be a vassal, or you can support rebels, but there's no movement, so I can't really do that. Ask and offer military access, or just plain give them money. But right now we're only interested in the declare war, and it gives you a little are you sure you want to declare war? Very sure. So we're gonna go ahead, and this is how you do it. So you know that move too? Well, if you click on your province with the troops, press T or the move troops button, and then you press the check mark and they'll be invading this province along with the rest. So now we have a full front line moving up, and you want to make sure that there's no no troops here but there are Polish troops here, then they can invade there. So you're going to want to make sure you're keeping an eye out for all these things. So you just be wary of that. So next we'll continue our movement, and technically I could just make these guys go straight to here, but that's not very efficient because whilst they're moving right by, you could be desperate for troops that you have no money, but they're continuing off to a place far away. So it's very useful just to do it one movement at a time, just so you're not getting way too ahead of yourself. Keep with your own speed. Now, you might just be noticing that Poland's just getting these troops out of nowhere. Well, they're doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. They are also recruiting. But also, you don't have to make all your troops go to the same place. So this middle point here will split your troops in half. And if I do it again down here, that's a quarter. If I do it around here, it's a third. But to get all them up here, you need to have full. And then if we just do this, then we'll do all that. Then we'll invade all that. So sometimes it's best to just go do like I'm doing, invade steadily. Make sure there's nothing getting kept behind. Make sure everything's getting moved forward. Now I've just gotten beaten back by Poland. Now technically Poland should get the first move, such as moving into my provinces or anything, but that's not the case currently. And look, they've got so many troops there, it's going to be a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my troops in a fashion such as this. I'm going to move not too many there and have 4,000 invade there, and I know that's not very smart, but I just need to get them 7,000 to die down a bit. So now we're going to get this to invade no movement points, because it costs movement points to actually move your troops, which is very annoying. So now that job's done. Right, so yes, that's just not very good. So you're gonna maybe want to try and escape them by just, I don't know, be annoying and just declare war, or not declare war, but invade other provinces. That could be a nuisance. And then we'll just continue to invade forward here. This is the whole point of the war. Just keep on moving. Do not stop for anything. Not even a drink. You have to stay focused in this. You don't want to lose too much. It's okay to lose, like, provinces that you've, like, already invaded. But you don't want to lose your own provinces, because then they could plunder it. Which is something I'll show you right now. So see, let's have a look at Gdansk. Now, Gdansk is a pretty big city because it appears on the map. It doesn't really look like it, but if I go to here, it'll show me Lüneburg, which is the biggest city and also the name of this province now. But if I went to here, plundered it, used... No, I don't... That's actually a bad example. If I went here instead, where I have troops, all this army will give me money. So if I press confirm, and then we'll just continue on with what we'll normally be doing, invading Poland and all. And then, so they pushed me back there, they didn't push me back enough there, they're pushing back in these places. And then... Right, so now I plundered, and now I got plus 243 coins. I lost 138 of my troops. Oh wait, no. They lost 138 population. They lost 106 off of their economy, off of 0.1% of their development, and 7 happiness. So that's what happens when you plunder, but I don't really do that. I just don't really care about it enough. Right. Oh, by the way, you need to have a minimum of 10 troops invading. Like, I can't just have 9 troops invading there. I'll show up with a small wee message at the bottom here. So if I just do that, it will say right here, minimum army required to attack is 10. So I need to then do the rest there. But I'm actually not going to do that because of the 1,000 troops just kind of sitting there, which is annoying. So next we're going to send a small amount of troops after them. We'll move these guys to there. We'll move them to here. We'll also move them to there. And then we'll just move the North provinces over. Now something that you may notice is that the country tends to, like, it should get a bit weaker. Oh, I've just let them take over that. They might plunder that territory, meaning I'll lose population, money, and economy, which is something you don't want to lose, like, even in real life. Right, so they're invading there. So these arrows. So if I find out movement points. So the arrows, like, look at that. That means they're going to this province. Then I'll show you something in a quick second. So right here, I want to get these guys to go straight to here. You'll see that it's got a direct line showing that the troops are going to this province, but then it's got a small wee faint line heading to Krosno. So that signals that they're going here. But something that's kind of annoying is that if I did the exact same with this, it just kind of makes the line less faint, which is kind of annoying, but it's not really a big deal, so just kind of ignore it. It doesn't really matter. So next we'll just be splitting up our troops so we can invade the absolute maximum. Because you definitely don't want them to, like, gain too much territory back. The whole goal of this is to conquer them, not just allow them to take as much as they want. So run out of movement points again, so they get the first move. And then here I come, bursting on in, shattering their hopes and dreams, which is something I like to say when I are crushing their dreams. Then I'm going to get this one to invade 3 provinces. Because you always want to be efficient here. You always want to look what you have. Like, I know this province borders 4, but this one up here has a lot. And can in fact invade these 2. But because of the provinces up there, I'm going to have to make it invade a 4th. So about 700 there. Then we'll get a 3rd. Then I've done the calculations wrong a bit there, but just don't do what I did and be an idiot. And then we'll get these troops to invade there, and I've run out of movement points, so I can't even do that. So Poland's definitely going to lose this war. Like, they've used all of their remaining money on troops in Warsaw, but that's not really going to be able to do much. But I might actually be able to do something because I don't have a huge amount of troops around there, so we have to move these 1,000 troops to there. And then I'll just move these to there, I'll move them to there. And then, so this war is definitely won by me, because the AI is kind of dumb, but you can change in the settings to make the AI like a bit smarter, tougher to conquer. But I didn't do that because it's a tutorial, for God's sake, and I don't want to show you me sweating on AI and completely destroying the AI's hopes and dreams. Now, even though I only have 225 troops and invading 562 troops, it's still going to knock off them troops. And even if they like split up their whole army to invade all the provinces around them, then that fraction won't be enough to take out this number, which then this number here will invade and most likely take over this province. So then if I just go to the next turn, see, they're split up. And yeah, it didn't really work because at this point they're running out of movement points. They can't really do much. They're losing. They'll be losing morale as well as probably like happiness. So there's that. What I just said. They're using all their movement points that they possibly can on going as far as possible, but it ain't gonna work because I have now successfully taken over Poland. Next, peace negotiations. So a little tab will show up here when you've conquered the whole country. I'll give you some interesting things like Germany. I'll show you all the provinces. 42 are occupied. Poland has 0. The casualties, what they lost. The civilian population is this. So I lost 1,000 civilians. They lost 2,000. There's nothing we can really do about that. How long the war lasted? Half a year. And then here's what you can do next. You can just kind of take whatever you want. Now these stars, you're given a war score. So I was given a healthy 82 points. So that means I can take over a bunch of land as long as I don't go over the 82 here. But I can also vassal them for 66, which means I can take money out of their economy. Like I can go into that vassals tab, click on Poland, and drag the number up from like 10% all the way up to 20%, which is 20% of their income will be going towards me. And this means I could take all of Poland, but because I don't actually have enough, it'll do like that weird thing like that there. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm actually gonna try prepare myself for when I eventually have to take over all these to become a different country as well. So then up here you have the truce, so I can make this last for 30 turns or 75 turns, which is the most you can do. I'm just going to leave that 30 though. Then when I press yes, you'll notice nothing's changed. But when I go to the next turn, they've had to accept, because what else would they have done? And all my troops have been moved back into here. Then when I do this, all I need to form the Weimar Republic is get these 2 bits and Lithuania. Ignore that voice crack, by the way. It also shows up here like it's today, Paul. Like if you want to, so down here in Australia, they have the United States of Oceania. Now, if you're confused on what country to invade next, like so you need Fiji for it. So say you didn't know that, it would show you up there that Fiji. So all you needed to do was just look around for Fiji, like hover your mouse over here in diplomacy mode, and it will show you the name Fiji. Boom, there it is. So then you've noticed it, and then you can invade it. So, next, what we're going to do here is we're going to move all our troops to Berlin, because it costs, I think it's no. So, diplomacy points, I am about to show you what they do. As soon as I move all of my troops into Berlin, because you want to know how much troops you have, and you can use army. Now, this is map modes. Now, so everything that doesn't have an army will be faint. Like, look at that, that's not faint, but the blue, that is yours. Also, I think it might be supply camps as well, but when they're moving they don't really do much. But Berlin's got 2,000 provinces and a 2,000 army, but it doesn't count the moving ones because they're like in between, so it doesn't really count. Income just shows you where like the maximum income comes. Technology, it's not, most of these are useless. I'd say your most useful is political, army in case you want to find where your army is, population, so you can like build you can build libraries to get more technology points. You can build armories, but armories come on a different one. Also, this doesn't really matter too much, but administration, that's what administration is. Administration, it costs more money because these places are further from the capital. Even though they are German, they're far from the capital. Now, recruitable population is your most useful because it shows you where you can get the most troops. So I can get 6,600 from Munich. Tap on that, it shows me Munich, press W, I can recruit that amount as long as I have the money for it. Now we'll type of terrain, which I'll show you in part 3. The growth rate, which shows you how much, like, look, I'm getting 15% more people in each of that. Supplies, how happy people are, the alliances in the world. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be many alliances in the world. Fortifications, so you can see here where there's forts, and then watchtowers, ports, regions. This kind of interesting. This is Germania, South Germany, West Mediterranean, Gaul, Iberia, British Isles, Ireland, West Scandinavia. This isn't showing up. East Scandinavia. This has names for all of the regions in the world. Next we got oh, balance. I don't know why that isn't showing up. I don't know what it is anyway. Oh yeah, another one I just saw there. Province 5. Wait, no, hang on. I've missed one out. Let me find it. Province stability. This brings up this bit here. So these people, they're Polish, and if I want them to become German, I have to pay a bunch of money and diplomacy points. So if I press confirm here, then it just does it to that one. But if I go back onto this and press the middle one, then it'll take me onto the next one that needs assimilation. Now the max is 50 turns, and you're at 1%. It's pretty reliable, but it isn't always. But there we go. We've just fully assimilated all that, which is good. Next, I want to show you unrest. This just shows the revolutionary risk. So there's a revolutionary risk in this province here, but they're getting assimilated, which will solve the problem. And it turns out, oh look, there's also unrest going on over here, where there's a possible revolutionary risk. Now that just makes rebels appear, and they're sort of annoying. You don't want to deal with rebels. They're just annoying. They kind of just invade you back, which you don't want to deal with. But political is just this. It just shows all like the borders of everything, which is, yeah. So next episode I will go and try and form the Weimar Republic, which will show you a bit more stuff, which will probably be the last episode of the tutorial. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.